How's it going, everybody? Today we are planting okra. This right here is okra I saved from last year. I don't remember exactly what kind of okra it is. I know it produced really well and it tastes good too. So I saved some seeds, and I see how I vacuum locked it, and I had it in the fridge. Well, when I came out here, I just went ahead and brought it out here. I kept it in the camper where it was cool and kept it out of the sun and everything. But we finna plant a row of okra. Now this row, I prepared this row the same way I prepared the rows for the corn. I'll show you. We're gonna plant it a little bit different. All right, the corn, I basically just healed it up and took the corn and just pushed it down in the ground. Well, as far as this, I don't know if you can see it, but I healed it up after I fertilized the bottom. I healed it up, and then I took the hoe and I put a little furrow down the top, and that's where we're gonna put our okra seed. And I'm gonna take the rake back over it and just cover it all back up after I get a good row planted. That's what I'm gonna do now. Well, we got us a row of okra now. It's all planted. One thing about okra, that whole row of okra, I got the seed from maybe 2 or 3 pods of okra from last year. So 2 or 3 pods of okra made that whole row of okra. And what you do, when it gets close to the end of growing season, you just leave a couple of pods of okra on the plant until they dry out and start splitting. Once that pod starts splitting, go out there, get it off the plant, and just pop it open and get all the seeds out of it. There's a bunch of seeds in a pot of okra, especially whenever it gets mature like that. Next thing I'm gonna plant peas. I'm gonna try to get 3 rows of peas planted on the other side. It's getting hot quick today. I tried to get out here early. Make sure you bring water with you when you're working in a garden like this. Especially when the sun's beating down on you. You start sweating quick. Water's good. Start sweating quick. Water's good. These peas, I saved these peas from last year too. Now, it takes a little more than a couple pods to get this much peas, but this shows you how much they produced. So I'm gonna plant them. As far as how I space the peas, I really wasn't tooky about how close I put them together. My main goal is to put the pea plants close enough together. Once they come up, they shade out the weeds. You ain't gotta worry about weeding them no more. Once the pea plants come up to a certain height, they shade out all the weeds, and it's heck getting to that point. But once you get to that point, you ain't gotta worry about weeding it no more. You just go through, and you gotta watch out for snakes every now and then, but just go through and pick your peas. Water break. Water break. Water break. Look at there. 3 rows of peas down in the history books. Water break. See all this humidity? Woo. There's one thing about Mississippi. You might as well get used to sweating if you plan on living here. Woo. It is humid, but I'm used to it. I love it. I'll sweat all them impurities out of my system. But anyway, I got the 3 rows planted. I'm finna take the rake and cover them up. The one thing, the way I grew peas last year, I grew pink-eye purple hulls in a half of a 55-gallon drum that was buried halfway in the ground. I didn't plant them to get peas off of them last year. I planted them to get seed. So I saved all the seeds from those plants that I had in that 55-gallon drum, and that was enough to plant 3 rows. I think these rows are right at 100 foot long, 75 to 100 foot. But I saved all the peas, and I used half of what I had saved from last year to plant 3 whole rows. So I think I did pretty good. Well, I'm gonna get the rake and cover these things up after I get some more water. Water break.